This is The Sports, an open and honest conversation about life and love and everything in between with me, STL Yamumo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode right here on The Spot. I am STL Yamumo, and today's guest, Manzi. This is an amazing guest, but before I can even tell you who is on my set today, I have to appreciate that it takes a village to have a good guest on set. Thank you to the entire team right here at Kamunge Original Studio for ensuring that this interview actually happens. And by the way, if you're looking to have a podcast, a vlog, or photo shoot, well, you know where to come through, right? Kamunge Original Studio, right? Check them out on IG at Kamunge_original and DM them, check them out. Right now, without further ado, he is amazing. He is a man of many talents. Nilimjua kitambo kidogo, but the team had to make this happen. So, on my set is none other than man like Ochiko.
Man like Ochiko.
Mambo vipi?
Poa sana.
Wow, I'd love to introduce you, but I feel like, yani, just the same way I said that you're a man of many talents.
Yeah.
You do the honors of introducing yourself.
Of introducing myself.
Yeah.
Nijipatie maua.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usiogope
kujiuza, by the way.
Right?
Yeah.
My name is Ochiko. I am a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and yeah, today I am your guest.
Na umetoka mbali.
Sana. Sana.
Now, even before we go to your backstory, Ochiko, umekuwa na a couple of transitions.
Transitions, yeah.
Initially, ulikuwa wapi? Where did you start?
Started as Troy Jason. But so before the Troy Jason, see, there was a band.
Allah, okay.
Yeah, there was a band. The band was called The Acoustics. Oh my God. Yeah, the band was called The Acoustics. So after that, when we went our separate ways, I just went by Troy. And then at some point, when I was about to release my first single, we had to really figure out that selling point because Troy sounds very Western. It's mine, but it sounds Western. It sounds foreign. So we needed something which is a little bit more at home.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ochiko. What do you think about Ochiko?
You're the first Ochiko I know.
Shake my hand.
But I have a feeling that it has a meaning.
It does.
What does it mean?
Ochiko is number 9 in the Luo. Number 9. I chose it for its spiritual significance. 9 is coming to completion.
Okay.
So the fact that I have been working on myself for such a long time, you've seen the transitions, what it's taken for me to actually get to a point where I can put out work. So it speaks to me on a personal level. So it fits.
So you're in the process of coming to completion.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. You have your parents.
Yeah.
They were or are still artists. Yeah. So does music come to you naturally?
I think it does, but it didn't occur earlier. Because there was, I think growing up, kulikuwa na imposter syndrome because everyone in the house is singing and you can't do anything. When you uko tu hapo yani. So it took a minute for me to actually see it. Because also my dad was kind of pretty hard on me. He dismissed my sound for a very long time.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, "Where's si msanii? Hii ni nini unafanya hii?" Because I think what he wanted or what he knew I could do, I was downplaying myself. So when I actually started doing now what I'm doing right now, he's a mad fan. We've even written together. And
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk a bit more about that. But during your formative years, like wakati alikuwa na kudismiss, like what were you doing exactly?
I was doing poetry mostly. I was doing a lot of poetry. I was doing rap-ish. So I think he always knew that the voice is there. But he had to say it in a way that I will only come from myself. Haitakuwa like, you can sing, you should sing, you should start singing. It's, what you're doing is below what you should be doing. You need to do more. You can't do more if you want to do more. You see? So yeah, there was a lot of poetry, a lot of spoken word. We performed spoken word a lot. Pale KNT, Thursday hapo tulikuwa hapo mbaya sana.
Na hiyo ndo time tulipatana na wewe ukifanya spoken word.
Yeah.
How was that phase of your life?
I think it really solidified my writing. Yeah, I think that poetry period really solidified my writing and brought a lot of perspective for me. Because right now, the way I approach writing, I still approach it from that point at times. Because there's a way poets know how to paint a picture,
Wordplay.
Wordplay hapo,
Yeah.
atakudescriptia mtu, and you clearly see it. And that's the intention of the music pia. The moment someone can hear and get lost in it. So it really solidified the writing, and those days, they were good days. I can't lie. They were good days. I enjoyed it.
What were the best things that happened during that time?
During that time? I think, there's that moment when a poet is performing and you hear those.
Yeah, the snaps.
You give some line, alafu you hear some shori hapo nyuma ame react, it was... That it's still the same as an artist right now. Ukisikia mtu ana clap, ana scream. That feeling gives a lot of life. So those days were good. We loved performing poetry. Yeah, maybe sooner or later I will still. Yeah.
You just never know. And the
Never
lows?
know. The lows. At that time, poets walikuwa wengi. So getting that market value was hard, And poetry took time. Up to right now, I think it's still taking time to really grow on people and be discovered as a market or as a product. So ilikuwa hard to get constant gigs. Because now that's what actually made most of the people who are doing poetry to stop. Because that frequency of doing gigs, haikukua.
Wow. Okay.
Because you get a gig today, the next time you're getting a gig, they want a singer. They want a guitarist. You don't play, you don't sing. Nakuja hapo kuambia watu maneno. Guys want to... Guys, there's some gigs guys don't necessarily want to listen. They want to get lost in that space and still continue conversing. And if they're eating and, that ambience is what they want.
Yeah.
And poetry is a lot of listening, a lot of,
Na kuna time, maybe wordplay inaweza kuwa a bit complex. Miss the point.
Miss the point.
Yeah. Wow. Now, for poetry, did it come before or after the group? What came first?
The group. But I feel like, because when we started the group, Brandon was always doing poetry at that time. So when the group came, Brandon was the poet now. Now Brandon ndo akani-initiate.
So Brandon ni nani?
Brandon is one half of Alfajiri.
Okay.
Yeah. He's an amazing singer.
Yes, he is. That one is true.
Top tier singer. So at that time, Brandon was doing poetry a lot. And at Asai, I think if he ever wants to go back there, I think he'd still be top of the top. So at that time, Brandon is doing a lot of poetry and performing it. And, we are doing gigs with him. Gigs are memorials, KNT. So at that time, when the group is starting, Brandon is doing the poetry. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything. I'm writing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm writing. I'm writing. So there's a guy called Soppenberg Bosinga. Soppenberg, right now, I think he's a talent manager or something. And he curates a couple of gigs in Nairobi. So Soppen was really pushing also for the voice. Like, guy, you can sing.
All this time you didn't see it?
I didn't see it.
Wow, okay, interesting.
I didn't see it. Which is weird.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it. So over time, I think when I started performing poetry, and then there was a time I needed to add some chorus. We need to add some chorus on some piece. We were performing in Kajiado, I think. And Ban Mziki was there. So Ban akasikia. Ban is like, wait, that guy, Tebukuja, you can sing. You guys can really sing. You can sing. And I was like, okay. He told me to sing. I sang. And nikasikia watu wanapiga manduru. But it's still not hitting me
Yani umezoea tu zile snaps na za poetry, you're like, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I was good with it. I was okay. I think I was also very comfortable. Yeah. Yeah.
So after band music told you, you guys, you can sing. What was the next step that pushed you to actually get into singing?
He gave me a song that I should go listen to. It's called Beautiful by Mali Music.
Okay.
So I went and listened to it, and he told me, when I listened to you, I think you could actually sing better than that guy. Let me tell you, that guy sings.
I know. Mali is
mad.
But you are mad as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that period really did a lot to make sure that I woke up, started working on myself. Over this time, there's a guitar in the house, my dad's.
Okay.
And now, since there's like a shortage of also guitarists in Nairobi and the gigs are there, but there are no people to play, I picked it up. So asked my dad, niaje nisaidie gitaa yako nini, unaweza nifunza? That's what I asked. Akaniambia siwezi kufunza.
Tough love.
Man, just like hata akaniambia, this is a book, take it. You figure yourself out, man. And yeah, I'm self-taught.
Wow, that's interesting. How was it? How is it? Like, okay, I tried a guitar some time back. Nika realize, other than having 2 left feet, niko na 2 left hands. I cannot coordinate my brain and my... yeah, it's a bit tricky.
It's a bit tricky. Let me tell you, the hands felt it the most. Look, unasalimianga mtu anachoka at first. Because there's that initial period when you're learning, you really need to
grip so hard. Yeah.
And another guitarist who's playing well anakwambia, you don't have to hold it that hard. It's okay.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of time, that's for sure. If I had a teacher, it would have taken less time. But I think I love the fact that he didn't teach me. Because if he did, I'd have taken his touch, which is what he didn't want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the touch I have from him is what I've had him play. That I can borrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if he would have taught me like shika hivi, do this. Ingekuwa tu copy and paste, Of which right now I think my touch is as good as it is because of the fact that I just explored and went out there, learned what I could learn,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you learn your guitar and then what happens?
My guitar, as this time I am also working pole too on the voice. When I'm working on something significant, I tend to not be so out there about it. So that I don't like being embarrassed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, Mazi, what happens when I perform this and guys feel like, what's this guy doing? That face of, okay. So that's what I didn't want. So took time with it, pole, worked on it. There's a point I toured the country, like twice.
Wow, okay, interesting.
Yeah. So when we started the tours, I met a woman called Njoki Munyi. Njoki Munyi of Karura.
Voices?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Njoki Munyi, Judy Gigi, both of Karura. Njoki had me and was like, how do you say you're not a singer? That really woke me up. Because now I met Njoki like a week after she'd performed with Travis Green. And Travis Green was nilikuanga nimemrank. And she's like, okay. So I started working on it. The runs I do right now, a lot of that is from her. So I'm very grateful to Njoki. If you're watching this, I have mad love for you.
It's interesting how we understand our lives when we look backwards.
Yeah.
And now you understand the lessons you had to learn to be where you are. Wow, interesting.
Because obviously at that time it didn't occur. It didn't occur as heavily as it is right now. Because then mtu anakuambia and you're like, okay, noted. I'll do this, I'll work on it. So the next time you meet, she's like, sing me something. And yeah, pole too started performing.
It's one thing kwambiwa, you're gifted, you're talented, you can do this.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to actually do it. And tunajua mziki in Kenya, it's a hustle.
It's a hustle. Yeah.
Imekuwaje kwako?
he he tutaenda therapy siku moja.
One day.
But it's a journey I have loved. There's been a lot of tears, a lot of sweat. Still is a lot of work being put in, and a lot of work that is going to be put in. But the pace at where we are right now, I'm a grateful man, you know. Because the fact that I didn't start singing when I was a kid, maybe I had the voice, but I just didn't. Sikianga mtu anaulizwa, when did you start singing? I started singing when I was 1 year old. When I got out of the womb.
Or when I was in church.
When I was in church.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So it's been a long journey, a painful one, Pia, because, you know, the fact that there's a lot of ignorance in this music business means a lot of people get played.
Talk to us more about that.
It's unfortunate that there isn't an intense course on the music business. You see the way engineering miaka sita. Yeah, before a doctor goes to treat a patient, there's a lot of scrutiny that goes into it. There's a lot of time. Even laws. Lazima ukimaliza law, you go to KSL and do your 2 years. You know, there's nothing like that for music. Like maybe there is in places like Berkeley and a few other schools. Sauti is really doing the most to make sure things like those, you know, people get empowered and people know. But it's not accessible to everyone. That's the problem, because some of the people who end up making it don't have access, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
And when they make it, they try maybe to make it difficult for other people in that same journey. Yeah.
I've once experienced someone who got played, and then vile alifika mainstream, he still wants to do the same thing yalifanyiwa, you know. And he's like, this is how the industry works. No hard feelings.
Wow. Have you ever gotten played?
Hey. Yes, I have.
Kanairo?
Kanairo usicheze. Hadi nikahepa.
Tell me the story. What happened?
I was at one point I was supposed to be performing in Rwanda. And then when I was supposed to be performing in Rwanda, the contact person, kuna kwanga tu na Mkenya fulani lazimanga tu awekwe hapo kama, you know? So this Kenyan person happened to be someone I know. So I trusted very easily because I'm like, there's a background, so everything is okay.
Yeah.
Kanitisha documents, nikamwambia, we don't need documents to travel to Rwanda. Rwanda ni hapa. Just going. Kaniambia, no, like for logistics and everything and making sure everything is clear, send me. Organize vitu pole pole. Aya. Akaniambia, you're supposed to be traveling, say, on Sunday. Now the gig is maybe on Monday.
Okay.
But in real time, guys are traveling on Thursday, gig is on Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. So she took someone else, paid them crap money, and jamaa perform na jina yangu.
Wow.
So, mimi nilionea picture from socials. Nikaonea picture from socials, and I was like, what's going on?
You seeing your name and a different picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I assumed something was not adding up. So many make call, simu hazishikwi.
Wait, now all this time uko in the process of nining the documents, nini.
Mimi hapo nimeorganize, mimi natumatuma vitu hapo, ni make sure everything is aligned. Nishaambia familia, nyinyi ngojeni. Ngojeni next week mtaona. Naenda kwa, you know?
And was that your first time traveling out of the country?
Yeah.
So this was huge for you.
It was huge. It was huge. I can't even downplay that. It was huge. Mentally kwanza. Because the fact that it's actually occurring to a person who has not been doing it, you know, like someone who struggled with getting to understand that he's actually worth it. The fact that now I get to travel outside, perform for an hour or two for like half a meal, you know. That was big for me.
Wait, for how much again?
For almost half a meal.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was huge.
That's why it messed me up. Because sa vile niliona hiyo story na simu hazishikwi, I asked, kuliendaje? Akaniambia, bro, sisi ni wasanii tu. Sisi tuliitwa tu tukaenda gig. You know, I can't blame the artist because msanii anatafuta.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the fact that he didn't know, yali ambiwa akishafika. that this is the tag you're using, this is,
Yeah.
you know, I couldn't blame, you know, there was no, blame yangu niliekea on the contact person, you see. So, nikasema it's okay, did I say it's okay? No, cap. Nilifunga vitu, nikaenda Nax.
Hold up for a minute. This contact person, it means ni mse akona sekwa industry.
Yeah.
Someone who can call shots and
Mad.
all that.
Yes. Yes.
And this is the person you're trying to call, hashiki simu zako.
Yeah.
Wow. How's the relationship right now with this person?
We have not met since. But we have bumped into each other. But we have not talked. Because it's years later, so it's easier right now to look at them, and I'm like, I think I just justified it for them, and I was like, maybe they needed it more. Maybe I was not ready. Maybe God alikuwa amesema tu kienda, you'd have fucked this up. You see? So yeah.
So you pack your bags, go to Nax.
Go to Nax, zima simu, go decompress what is going on first. Because in my mind, you have just lost 450,000 shillings.
Yeah.
Umeenda Nax, hauna pesa. So I stayed there for a few months. And then my mom calls, she's like, are you never gonna get back on your feet again?
Did you tell your parents what happened?
Not in detail at first. But pole too, I think I found it easier to tell the people around me about it. So, can you Lisa, what's the plan? You were even in school, you stopped going to school, unapangaje, now will your life fall into pieces because of this? Nikamwambia, give me some time to figure it out. Akasema nini, twende holiday Mombasa kidogo. Yeah. We go to Mombasa for a weekend. I didn't come back. That's how I went.
That's how you went and stayed there for more than 4 years?
Yeah. I came back 6 months ago.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So in Mombasa, what happened?
Got to Mombasa. First of all, nilienda Mombasa nikisema mimi si nifanya muziki. Mimi nimeenda, like I'm done. I'm done, because if this is what it takes for people to work through this, I don't want it. If this is the cost, because I think I needed to have gone through it to really understand what this music means to me, you know. When I got there, hata niliacha guitars na kila kitu, just went. But pole, people just find their ways. I think God has a way of making things, you know, just to work out in a way that he wants and in a way that will also fulfill me. Because I met people there who gave me reason to want to. Because now I performed in a place, and one time to an open mic, nothing big. And people, nilifuatwa baadaye, and guys were like, you do not know what that music did to me. Such sentiments make you rethink, okay, maybe this gift is not only for you, you're being selfish with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it made someone cry, if it made someone who was about to be suicidal to stop, then it's not only yours to keep.
Yeah.
So that was a turnaround. I think a week after that performance, there was something called Amazing Voices. Maisha Magic.
I remember that.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a girl, some friend of mine, anaitwa Sai Kenya, beautiful singer. She's like, hey, we're having some hangout. Can you come? I was like, okay, but nothing serious. Let's establish that. Nothing serious. I'll just come.
You're just going to have a good vibe. Yeah.
So we go, chill, introduced me to a few other people who are singing. And then they started singing, working on some song. And then now that artist side is telling you, if you add this voice, this thing turns into gold. And that, it just bugged me. Mimi nikaanza tu kuimba, and they were like, imagine you have to join us. There's this audition we are going for. Come to. See, it's nothing serious. What are you going to lose?
Nothing.
Tuende.
Yeah, tuende too.
We go. Tukaenda. Tukaenda, worked on it. And I think that was the beginning of me coming back to music fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does music make you feel?
It fulfills me. Gives me a lot of peace. Makes me come. Like the intention I do music for people to feel is how I feel when I'm making it. It's actually therapy for me as it's therapy for other people. You see?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So for you, during that time, it helped you heal from
It did.
the supposed heartbreak.
Yeah, it did a lot. It mended me in a way that I don't think time and not talking about it would have. Yeah.
Wow. So 4 years in Mombasa.
Yeah.
What were you up to? Other than now, yes, you healed, but other than that,
Other than that, I went back to school, studied, did graphics design, finished, started teaching kidogo, guitar, and then started curating an event.
Pop fusion.
Pop fusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I was like, gigs are in Nairobi. You know, even though we're in Mombasa these 4 years, on and off, we still come here for gigs. Pole pole, when we started coming back, pole pole, when you get a gig, you come back. But now we had to do something of our own because hakuna frequent gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did pop fusion with a couple of people that I was working with, still I'm working with, and yeah, pop fusion is big there. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Now they say that, or rather, from the artist, a couple of artists I've noticed, Nyati, after a major heartbreak, whatever the heartbreak is, comes something really huge.
Yeah. I think it's even instant karma. Because lazima tu upanguzwe machozi in some way. I think there was a day we were having some conversation with a friend of mine, and then he said, ndio uone mtu amepatiwa deal ya say 800 Gs. Please no mjamaa shaipoteza 800 Gs.
Or more.
Or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that is what happened with your EP? Because that EP is fire.
It is.
Yes.
It is. The EP is fire. And I think it actually is what is happening.
It is?
It is. It is. It is. Yes, it is.
Okay. So we're going to talk more about the EP. Lakini nataka tuonjeshe my fans just a little bit of, because me, that EP, pia utatuambia what inspired that EP. Because I think, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think you write from a very deep place.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. From a very deep, personal, up close. Yeah.
Okay. We get deeper into that in the second part, but what is the name of the EP?
Wadhera.
Wadhera.
Yes.
Luo is such a beautiful language.
Sindio?
Inakuanga tu na, it has, it's like Spanish. Ikona, you know that thing you can't put a word to?
What do they call it? Je ne sais quoi, you know?
That one.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Wadhera means?
Journey of love. Safari ya mapenzi.
Ha! We're about to go to a journey of love. So do stick around. This is just the first part of our conversation with Ochiko. He is one amazingly talented, gifted. Yani, you need to check out his stuff. But right now, unatuperform ngoma gani?
I'm going to do 2 songs of the EP. I'm going to do Nitapona and Easier. Yeah.
So which one do we do first? We do Nitapona.
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 Yeah, we're going to do Nitapona first.
Which has a backstory to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Was it this heartbreak or another heartbreak?
Ai, viboko huko nje watu wanapigwa viboko. So yeah, there is a heartbreak story about it.
A heartbreak. You know, the beauty about heartbreak, Niati, when you're going through it, you think you're gonna die, you'll never survive.
Yeah.
And then you survive
and... you survive and you're like, oh, why was I in the dumps?
All right, let's check out Nitapona, and then we come back and for part 2. So do stick around. This is the spot. And of course, I'm chilling with Ochiko. I am SDL Yamumo.